Every morning, the countdown begins for the markets with meticulous research and analysis designed to help you capitalize on the trading day. Beaming live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studio.
Well, hello and welcome to Bazaar Morning Call. We're coming to you live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Nigel, and with me, Rima, as well as Mangalam. Well, morning, guys. Markets have been looking up. Festive cheer is coming in. And hopefully, Mr. Trump as well wants to celebrate Diwali with his Indian brethren.
Let's see how that goes, Nigel. There is some cheer, and the proof of that will also come from the numbers today. We have Nestle, which is reporting numbers. More than just the numbers, the commentary will be extremely crucial. The other one is Eternal. That reports its numbers as well. From the last time to now, the stock has seen a big rally, now at a record high. What do they have to say of quick commerce competition and demand in the food delivery space? Very, very crucial.
So in the thick of the earnings season, it started with IT. We got Axis Bank yesterday, and today we'll get a flavor of what the consumption trends are going to look like. But let's take it right from the top in terms of the Wall Street action. Now, Wall Street ended mixed, but we came off from the day's high. So the Dow, by the end of it, slipped into the red, closed pretty much flat. But at one point of time, the Dow was up nearly about 450 points. The S&P 500, Nasdaq, it closed in the green, a gain of about 0.5%. But again, as you can see, all these came off from the highs. But despite the late fade, banking stocks in the US were shining. So Morgan Stanley surged close to about 6.5%, hitting a record high. Bank of America jumped close to about 5.2%, a 52-week high on that. And this is on the back of strong quarterly results. But I think the big story that's relevant for India once again is Donald Trump and what he has to say. And this time, it doesn't come via a tweet. This was at a press conference when he was asked by a reporter. So in fact, let's play out that bite for the benefit of our viewers, and then we'll get to it.
Great relationship. He just said that 2 days ago, as you know. We have a great relationship. No, we were not happy with him buying oil from Russia, because that lets Russia continue on with this ridiculous war where they've lost 1.5 million people, by the way. Russia's lost 1.5 million people, soldiers mostly. This is a war that should have never started, but it's a war that Russia should have won in the first week, and they're going into the fourth year. And I want to see it stop. So I was not happy that India was buying oil. And he assured me today that they will not be buying oil from Russia. That's a big stop. Who would think I created peace in the Middle East and can't get the two guys to settle? But I think we'll get them. But if India doesn't buy oil, it makes it much easier. And they're not going to buy it. They assured me they will. Within a short period of time, they will not be buying oil from Russia. And they'll go back to Russia after the war's over.
Well, that is the big headline, right? Donald Trump claiming that Prime Minister Modi has assured him that India will not buy oil from Russia. As you heard, he called India a great country, Modi a great friend, but he also suggested that India could resume purchases from oil once the war ends, because this process takes time. But, I think, we'll have to wait by for what the administration, the Indian administration has to report. And what this means for India, because not buying the cheaper Russian oil is not good economically. It doesn't bode well for India's energy security. But if that means that at least Trump's penal tariffs get listed, then perhaps you could read it positively as well. But as I said, we'll wait for the official response from the Indian government. Meanwhile, the dollar index is now sub 99. I think it's closer to 98.5. And the run-up, the record run-up in gold and silver extends itself. Gold has crossed $4,200 an ounce, and we'll get to Manisha on that. But, after the Wall Street action, let's just quickly pull up Asia. Asia is broadly okay. The GIFT Nifty is also suggesting a slightly positive start. So that's continuing with the momentum from yesterday when markets recovered and snapped that two-day losing streak. So what will you quickly watch today? It's the weekly expiry for the sensex future. Big day on the earnings front. So you'll cap off the IT earnings. You've got names like an Infosys, Cyient, LTI, Mindtree reporting numbers. And on the consumption side, it's Nestle and Eternal. So keep your eye out on these names. plus the listings of Canara, Robeco and Rubicon Research should be on your radar. So all in all, it's going to be a packed Thursday lineup, earnings, expiry action. But Nigel, what about levels in the F&O action?
Well, that's right. You know, we don't want those FIs to turn sellers. And if they're not sellers, it's good. If they can be mild buyers, well, that's a bonus as well that comes in. In yesterday's trading session, the FIs, after selling a little bit in the last couple of trading sessions from a negative number of around 1,500 crores, they at least delivered a positive number. We want them to be part of this, and hopefully we have a party here on Dalal Street after very, very long after underperforming. So the FIs, they turned buyers. What else did they do? Well, I was looking at the futures space, and out there, well, there was mild covering, both on stock futures as well as on index futures. So that is good news, and we've been talking about this. When, you know, their short positioning on the index gets to extreme levels, that calls for some bit of covering. But keep in mind, they're still very much net short, close to 1.89 lakh contracts on the short side from the FI short positionings on index futures. And in percentage terms, 92%. So did we just get a demo yesterday of more of what is to come from here on? Well, time will tell on that front. But with them short at 92%, that's giving a bit of a cushion as well. Moving to the options data then, well, we have the 25,500 call. Saw some bit of an action, but now you see that the bulls are getting a little bit more confident because writing has moved up. 25,000, 25,100, 25,200. And yesterday we saw some signs at around 25,300 put as well. So punching in the options data and the technical levels as well, I think you have two reference points now. On the downside, that 20 DMA, around 25,070 or 25,000, you know, that's the round number that you're looking at. On the downside, that's the first reference point. Till that level holds, you'll be optimistic that the markets can climb the wall of worry. And on the upside, the recent high, you know, that 25,450 around 25,500, going by the options data as well, that could be a bit of a congestion zone. And keep in mind now, there's some positive comments coming in from President Trump, which will help sentiment on the whole, and that could be the big driver. Moving to stocks that will be in focus as well. Well, RBL Bank. Yesterday in the morning chat, I had mentioned this, that there's a possibility that it comes out of the F&O ban because the shorts are getting a little bit nervous, going by the kind of news flow that you've seen. And the last 3 months, most of the period they have been in the F&O ban. So that's a stock that will continue to be on the radar now that it comes out of the F&O ban. And from the results, MRPL came out with a very, very good set of numbers. The GRMs have improved out there. So we'll see how that goes. Even they reduced some debt out there. But since the refining margins have improved, the direct stock that you look at is Chennai Petro. So we'll see whether or not there is some rub-off on this particular name. And the OMCs as well, namely BPCL, because they get a lot of their profitability from the refining side of things. So we'll keep an eye out on this. And some part of Reliance business as well will be attributed to refining. So MRPL coming out with this set of numbers, stock will be in focus and maybe a positive rub-off on some of these other names.
All right, Nigel, thanks a lot for that. That will be the setup for the day when it comes to the global markets as well as the F&O setup. The Nifty in that 25,000 to 25,450 sort of range.